All right, good afternoon and welcome to the program. For anybody that's new to this, I normally run a series on Saturdays, which I call Saturday Sphere Building, as it known as it's said in the title. So today I'm just gonna share with you what I was doing on yesterday. So I was trying to figure out. I've been trying to figure out different ways to generate power and just experiment with a few other methods. And of course, we know like the object of the game is to build a Dyson Sphere in order to generate power. Um, but today, I want to share with you a planet that I've got going on that could potentially power several other stars, if not several of the star systems within the star cluster. But before we get into that, there was a update recently, and I saw the changes on yesterday. And if you go to the statistics panel, or either by clicking on your HUD on your lower right hand side of the screen, or tapping P, which brings up your metrics for production and your research and etc. There is a new tab at the top called milestones, and this is a very interesting way of showing achievements. And if you had been playing this game for a while before the patch came out, when you open the game up, you'll see a bunch of pop-ups that relate to all these achievements, if you will, and they kind of line this up like it's a circuit board, right? Where you got kind of a processor in the middle, and you got everything that's branching out from your processor. So I'm assuming that once I get all this filled up, then something special is gonna happen here, and I'm not sure what, but I'm gonna have to go and figure that out. So, and there are things on here that if you had already done, they may or may not be lit up. So you would actually have to go back and do them. For example, there is one on here, and let me find it. Um, there is one item on here about launching the rocket. There we go. The one rocket launch. You may have already launched a rocket in the game even previously, but if this is this may or may not be lit up for you, and you would actually have to go do it again. Um, like for example, this one right here, orbital collector. I've already built a bunch of orbital collectors. I have groups of orbital collectors on at least 2 or 3 gas giants, collecting hydrogen and deuterium. Like right now, I've got that going on, but this is not lit up. So I'm gonna have to go to another gas giant. I may have to demolish or find a spot that doesn't have a collector on it and put one there so that this light up. There's stuff that I've done already, like the fractal silicone. I've done that. I'm gonna have to go back and either mine it manually or something. The optical grading crystal. I think I may have mined all of that on the plant that I was mining that off of. But oh well. But that's something that's a really cool way of showing your progress on this game, all your milestones and stuff like that. Because other than that, to track that all your milestones, that kind of progress was only done in the upgrades and technology trees, which as you can see I've done most of, and I'm waiting on whatever these are, these new whatever they're claiming an accelerant would be. Some of this stuff I forgot what the heck it was. Anyway, so whenever that comes out, I'm gonna be exploring that, and they'll probably end up adding to the milestone counter. But anyway, back to what I was trying to do. These silos are all empty, I believe. So we're gonna end up making new rockets for all these stuff for all these plants and stuff like that. But the reason I back to the topic of the episode is a planet that will generate power. And this is nothing really new, but this is something I'm just now touching on. And what it is, we're going to have a planet that's actually fully encapsulated in the Dyson Sphere that can generate enormous amounts of power, 24, the equivalent of 24/7 on that world. And I'm going to show you. And it's actually inside of one of my largest spheres, which is located in the Gamma Camelonis system. So, and it's the first planet. And if you can see right here, this planet right here, this is where we're gonna go. And as you can see, it's already surrounded pretty much 24/7 by Dyson Sphere panels, components, or whatever. I kind of left part of this open because when I fly into it, I like to actually see where I'm going. So that's why I only put like these 5 diamonds kind of in the opening of it. So I'm gonna warp over here. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. And the thing about it is, what I've got to work on is that I've got logistics vessels taking stuff to and fro other star systems, but I've got to focus on making the more higher complex items and getting them out to where they need to go. So I've got that planet we just left. I've got it's actually shooting out solar cells to the Dyson Sphere, and I've already put a kind of a framework there, and they're making the panels, so that's not being wasted. So I think when I came in yesterday afternoon, doing some tweaking, I ended up having solar cells just floating out there like I used to. And then what happens is that when you have those just floating out there, they'll burn out. So if they've burned out and not actually made a permanent structure, then you're just wasting material shooting it out there in space. But anyway, that's that for this system. Let's engage the warp engines and head over here to Gamma. I don't plan for this stream to be very long, but I think at the most we'll probably do an hour. Oh shoot! Disengage the warp engines. I done flew. See, that's why I like to keep one end opened in the sphere, because if I have a planet inside of the sphere like what we have now, then and man, this looks amazing. That's the star inside. I've got basically it's basically 2 spheres, but and I'm getting caught in the. All right, there we go. So and I'm gonna show you this sphere right now is generating 33.8 gigawatts of power. It is my largest producer of power inside of my entire star cluster. So we just come here, and you see people making crash landings all the time, but let's not do that. So this is the planet, and if you look, those are all the collectors, right? Um, what's the proper name for these? I forget. These are all the ray receivers, and if you can see, that side of the planet is actually facing away from the star. So this is actually nighttime. And you notice if you did this on any other world, these ray receivers, they would not be lit up like this. But they're all lit up like a city, right? And you can see right here, continuous receiving 100% on the dark side of the planet. Because, as I said, this planet, it is fully engulfed in the Dyson sphere. So my goal is to um, I'm probably going to end up increasing the amount of panels in this, and putting more structure in this Dyson sphere. so it can generate more power. But I could potentially have this whole thing full of ray receivers. And what I plan to do is, like I said, all the ray receivers, and I want to end up putting accumulators, absorbing all that power, and then transferring all that power, not just within this solar system, but through multiple. So I'm essentially taking power from one Dyson Sphere in one system and using that to progress to other systems by means of of fully charged accumulators and moving them about um, with the vessels, with the transport logistics vessels. That's kind of my plan. But I think that's really dope that I was able to generate that much power, no matter if it's day or night. Because normally these ray receivers, when I was starting out, I would have them kind of on the polar caps because there's sections of the polar caps that no matter what, um, you could have several at the top of the polar caps, and they would be able to generate power 24/7. But since I have this world inside of the Dyson sphere, I don't have that issue. Makes sense. And I think I've seen other YouTubers and all that out on, like I said, YouTube or Twitch or whatever, and they would have like their battery world or whatever, and doing the similar thing, but the planet would be outside of the sphere. So you would actually have ray receivers on their planet that 12 the equivalent of half of the day on the planet, not doing basically not doing anything until the planet revolved and that side of the world was facing the star or facing the Dyson sphere. So that's what we got going on. And so I'm gonna need more. What is going on here? Okay, this is kind of how I'm starting out on this, and I know I've got to fix this setup because this is not gonna work. This was just kind of me playing around with it because this is a part that I have not really used that much yet. Um, we'll just fly over to it. But you can see, I forget how many ray receivers this is. This is hundreds, many hundreds of ray receivers, all only on one side of the planet. And if you look at the metrics that I've got, power for this planet, 2 gigawatts of power. I feel like I thought it was more than this. I could have swore yesterday this was 3. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong system. Wrong system. That's a completely different star system. So, but here's one thing to note. This is a whole different star system. That's actually the one that we just left, and that Dyson sphere is, well, that whole star system, which would include the Dyson sphere and all the solar panels that I've got on several planets there, is only producing 2 gigawatts of power. Now, if we come to this planet, which is inside the Dyson sphere, and watch this, 9.94, near almost 10 gigawatts of power. That is on this planet, on this whole planet. So as we just saw, we saw that the whole planet was actually making. Sorry, the Dyson sphere was making like 30. What did I say? Uh, yeah, 33.8 gigawatts of power. But this planet, which is taking power from the Dyson sphere, is has a power capacity of nearly 10 gigawatts. So this planet is actually generating more power than the Dyson sphere from the star system that we just left. And I guess that's, for the past 10 hours or so. When I started doing this, I started doing this kind of yesterday because this is real time. That's actual real time hours. So what's happened is all that we've charged that many accumulators. And back to what I was gonna do here. So I pretty much got a whole power crop going on, and again, like I just said, looks like the sun's going down. I think, or whatever. But anyway, the accumulators that are not even facing the star still got 100%. They're still at 100% because they're inside the Dyson Sphere and still generating that power. But I want that power to be used, so it's best that I actually take that power and see if I can get that in use outside of the system. And I'm going to do that by making a bunch of these, putting them on other planets that don't necessarily have a full Dyson sphere, and I won't end up having a power issue when I start mass producing other components. In order to do this, I need to have a I really need to have like a mass producer of sorters, because the only way that I'm gonna end up getting the system to work is if I ran and I've seen other setups like this on other people's channels, but the best way to do this efficiently is to run all the empty batteries, and these are all empty accumulators. Run all of them like through a series of sorters that go into the charger, the energy exchanger. Yeah, one of the funny things I had going on last night, I actually demolished like a logistics center that, yeah, what did they do? Here's still some left over it. This is like spilt antimatter. Let's clean that up. Yeah, I worked a little bit too hard to generate all this antimatter. So I've been cleaning it up and putting it in like this storage bin over here. Not there. That's why I got all these storage containers just out here at random, holding antimatter. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you actually had to run them to a process. I didn't want them to just be spilt all over the place. Guess that's all of it. There should be more here. Think about it. And the problem I keep having is I keep running myself low on iron, so I'm actually going to end up having to send iron here to keep this line full, so I can actually keep this facility basically going. Or when I actually start conquering other systems, yeah, yeah, when I start conquering other systems, I don't know. I lost my thought for a minute. And I thought this was the planet I had a producer of that building. Let's see. I forget where. Yeah, this is where I'm producing it. So I keep forgetting where I put this thing. I have a manufacturing facility that's actually producing. Yeah, it's actually producing the energy exchangers, and I can't find it. See if we can find it real quick. Nope, that ain't it. And this planet is chock full of titanium and copper. You can always find titanium and copper, but it's always hard finding iron, which is kind of weird because when you first start out the game and they put you on the green planet, there's always iron, and then you actually have to. I don't know. Maybe other people's games were different, but I had to venture off world to find my first set of titanium. I had plenty of iron. I didn't know what I was doing. I let a bunch of it go to waste. So I'm trying to avoid doing that from now. But I got plenty of titanium ingot and the kimberlite ore. Got plenty of that on this plant, so I can make diamond out the wazoo. There's only a one step process to make diamonds using that ore. All right. Well, I really hate when I can't find my facility. And some of these really need to be demolished. Where did I put that dang facility? I had like it was an interstellar logistics system logistics station and a planetary. They were one behind the other. Oh wait, there it is right there. Okay. And I got a problem here because this one's running out of steel beam. So I'm probably gonna end up having to export from another planet to get this facility going. Because I'm gonna set up a manufacturing facility just like this that's on another world. And where is this at? This is that's the south or the north. I forget. That's right. The blue is the south, so that's in the southern hemisphere. So we're gonna head over there. Head over there. I'm gonna take some of those somewhere. So yeah, okay. I did have a that I beam producer. So if I just import some steel ingot here, then that production will pick up. Yep, wrong side. It was right there. That's right. Because I set that up to potentially feed this. Yeah, I'm just gonna run a line over here. I got plenty of Mark II belts for when I get the actual stuff imported. Might as well just bring this directly here. No, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That don't work that way. Storage remote. Nope. I'm gonna redo this. And this can be that actually can be a base blueprint for when I need to make more of the ray receivers. So that one was making not the ray receivers, the energy exchanger. That was making the energy exchanger. And I've already made like 37 of them. Not a whole lot, but oh well. So the objective is gonna have to be I'm gonna have to go find another. And I've found more planets that are actually very very rich um in iron. I just need to make sure that they don't make it to the other worlds and just drain. I'm not trying to drain all my resources out of another star system. I'll end up digging myself into a hole that I can't get out of. But so that's what we've got. And again, it's nighttime over there. Those collectors are still going. And I think I'm not. Yeah, I think I might just go ahead and start filling up the rest of this planet. Because I had early on in the game when I realized how important the ray receivers were, I started mass producing them. So now I've already got 10,000 accumulators, empty accumulators, ready to go. So when I'm ready to ship them out, where is that going? Cancel? Apparently I've already set that up on another planet, so I gotta. But it's already gone out there. Where the hell did that? Where did that ship just go? It looks, I swear, it's like it went to the Wyzon system. I didn't do that. But I'm gonna have to stop over there anyway because, um, for one thing, this Dyson Sphere could be a whole lot bigger. But unless I end up with like a whole exorbitant amount of rockets, I'm not gonna worry about it. It's doing okay. This is like my first try at a Dyson Sphere, so I kind of started making it like into an atom. But oh well. All right, so that's the concept that I'm working with right now. So I'm gonna go back to where I just came from, which was the. Uh, you know what? While I'm out here, I'm gonna drop in on the Behom system. No, no, wait. No, Behom is where we just came from. So yeah, let's go back over there. We'll go back over there and head over to the third planet. No, actually, I'm gonna head over to the first planet, and it's a green planet, so it should technically have a lot of stuff that we need. Let me get at it. If you make a sphere like this, like make one where you might have to put like a front door on that motherfucker so you can figure out where you're going. End up flying blind because that blue line that they use to guide you across the star systems very difficult to see while you're inside the Dyson sphere. Hey, good afternoon, viewer. Welcome to the program. So, I would challenge you after this broadcast is over and just kind of catch you where the beginning. I did kind of show where I did have one planet inside the Dyson sphere that's capable of generating enormous amounts of power 24/7 with basically a whole side of the planet with array receivers that can actually catch rays 24/7 even if it's in the middle of the night. All right. And I'm just stopping over here to see what the heck I had on this world. So I started kind of farming this planet a while back, and things are looking okay. There's plenty of iron. Um, I'm not using. This is before I started using all my little manufacturing cells to kind of help build things a lot of components quickly and efficient. So let's see right here. There's 3.4 million units of iron, 2.18 million units of copper, 5.1 million units of silicone ore, and not a whole lot of titanium ore. That's not a problem because I can pull titanium from basically anywhere in the cluster at will. There's organic crystal, and I think that was a milestone that I don't have lit up. I've done it before, but no, I'm thinking about fractal silicone. And I think I'm the only place that I can find these unipolar magnets are were near the black hole. So I'm gonna go out there and farm that just so I can get this out of the way. There's plenty of crude oil on this planet. I think I had already started. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of crude oil here, and I think I had been shipping that back to Wyzon, and yeah, I was shipping that back to Wyzon and refining it into hydrogen and refined oil. So that's fine. I think I've got a oil extractor on me. Let's see. No, I don't. That's fine. I'll end up having to build one. I don't have all the components on me right now, but I can. I'll do that. Um, or no, I could just move. I could just move the one that's here because this one's not doing a bunch, so it's doing a little bit. But mm, while I'm here, I'm gonna take all this stuff too because I'm gonna need a sorter because that vein is basically done. And these, what belts are these? Oh, these are Mark III belts. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Waste not, want not, right? Yeah, there's plenty of oil on here, and I kind of reform oil to make the energetic graphite or whatever it's called. But oh well. So I'm just gonna relocate that to here, and I love using a crap ton of logistics centers, so I'm just gonna feed that directly into a logistics center. That oil, uh, I got. Eventually, I'm gonna need to make another facility that makes drones. I've got a bunch of drones on other planets, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna run out soon. So I got that. That we'll put a satellite up. Um, Pretty much got already got a power conduit all over the planet anyway, and we're just gonna run the belt. I'm just gonna run it right into the center of this. It's gonna feed that, and that will. Yep. Okay. Yep. And that's gonna end up feeding everything else. I didn't realize I had. I completely forgot I had that right there. There's 8 million units of coal here, so we can fix that. So this planet here can actually supply other worlds with the graphene. And what else is here? So we've got a little bit of iron ingot. So in order to help my my exchanger production, I actually could pull from here. Okay. So where are those guys going? So I think that, yeah, that's right. Cause I've got that. Yeah, I've got that logistics center set to a distance of 1 light year, and just making sure because I think the way it's supposed to go, you set the distance, and I think they're not supposed to be able to come and pick from here, but somebody's picking from there. Yeah, somebody's taking iron ore out of the system, so I'm gonna have to. Let's watch. Where the hell is that one going? Yeah, it's making a straight B for Wazon, so I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna have to go to Wazon and I'm gonna have to cut them off. But I do want. So this one's set up for infinite. Uh, I've got 800 logistics centers on this planet. Yeah, and there's another one. Yep, that blue ship right there. Where's that? That one's going to Gamma. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut them off. So what I will do is I will send like a small shipment of iron ingot, not iron ore, from this planet, and hopefully that planet that's inside of the Dyson Sphere, it should pick it up. I mean, I'm just gonna send like maybe 1,000 units at a time, cause yep, one shipment, one logistics vessel for me is 1,000 units. So we'll just do this. So that'll pull the resources, and that should make it off world. And then, oh wow, that looks dope. It's been a while since I looked at my Dyson Sphere from this planet. So let's just take a look. I just love how all this stuff looks. Let's go up here to the polar ice cap and just take a look. And looking at it from inside of the atmosphere, I mean that just looks amazing. Especially like that, the whole ring right there, and that's would actually be the bottom ring of the Dyson Sphere. I just love how that looks, and you can kind of see real time what's going on here. I think about it, this game isn't really action packed, but I think that they said that they were going to introduce some kind of combat or whatever into it. So I can't wait to see how that looks. But just the sheer beauty of what's going on when you're going through this whole simulation, I mean, it's just nothing short of amazing. So I've got, you can look out, and from that planet there, which is the third planet, it is shooting a crap ton of solar cells at this sphere, and the sphere is taking it and making it into the what do you not sphere? What do you call it? Yeah, yeah, it's making a lot of cell points. So BHOM. Yep, making 88.98 cell points a minute. Because yeah, it's shooting 150 cell points a minute. And this little blip right here, I'm not even sure. I can't even tell if my curse is actually being seen, but the third row there, the structure point, that was last night when I unleashed about 3,000 rockets upon this this particular Dyson Sphere, and we made I actually added another ring to it. It was basically three rings. I added a fourth. So that's working. Um, but I'm gonna have to go to Wazon and cut them off because the way that that is set up, it's just not efficient because it was the first, and I think it was the very first star system I did. And I think the culprit is not Wazon one. I think it's probably Wazon three. So I'm gonna go over there and whatever is demanding iron ore, I'm just gonna cut it off. There's no point from here. From now, there's really not much of a point. Ah, shit. Wait. There is one thing I forgot to do. There's still coal here, so I want to make sure I'm only using coal right now for graphene. But because you know what, one more milestone we could do. Not that one. This one. Mm. The thing about it, they give you there's a milestone for thermal power, which I don't like using thermal power now, but yeah, there is one. So I'm gonna have to burn some coal to get that to work. But I need like a. I really only need to make one. Yeah, one thermal power plant. Yeah, you know what? Just to show. Yeah, just to show that and get it out of the way. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna set up a logistics center. Let's cut this little river off. I like making these foundations pretty much match kind of the color scheme of whatever the planet is. So because it's a green world, I like making the foundations green. Do that extractor. I'm gonna set up several extractors. Now, and the thing about the way this is set up, this does not need to be powered. And that, wow, that's 1.8 million of of coal. So that's a little more than a third. That's a huge portion of the coal that's on this world. So just gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna use these Mark II belts. Could use the Mark IIIs, but I'm gonna save them. Or I could convert them, but oh well. I don't have the I don't have my factory set up to convert these on this world. I got them on a whole another planet, but oh well. Do, 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 do. So we're gonna get that going here. I'm just gonna run a bunch of belts into it. Yep. All right, that's working. So I'll do this, and then we'll go to Wazon. Wazon is actually the home world that they started me out on in this star cluster. So Yeah, so I could either go from coal and make that component, or I could refine the oil and mix the oil back with the water with the hydrogen and make it. It's whatever, but that's a key component. So it's good to keep that production going. All right, and that facility is started up. So, and actually, before I dip out, yeah, I like how that sounds. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead in here and we're gonna upgrade the belts. Okay, well, let's see. I, I hit upgrade. I got belts checked, and I got belts to upgrade it with. Am I tripping that? Oh, oop. All right. Mm, no need to order to update the sorters. I don't think. All right. Now we can leave this plant here. And let's see the power output of this Dyson Sphere, and this is coming along. It'll hit 10 gigawatts soon. It's gonna hit 10 gigawatts basically because all these yeah, all these panels, they're gonna end up filling up, and as they fill up, the power output is gonna increase. So yeah, I think probably by the time I end this stream, and we're about 48 minutes in, this should hit about 10 gigawatts. And so we should be able to see that. And by the time before I get off, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and go farm maybe one unipolar magnet just to get that milestone because I want to see what happens when you. Oh, all right, let's slow down a little bit. Let me double back here. Well, we're skipping over the plan I was trying to get to. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna let Icarus orbit a little bit. There's so much more I could do with this planet if I came back and actually started tweaking it. But you can see like there's a whole series of Mark One belts on here because I was pretty much farming just about everything on here. So because I got better facilities to do this stuff with, there is no point of me coming back here and doing stuff. So I actually still have a supply of drones, and there's a supply of turbines here. I'm not sure why I brought titanium glass here. So really, all of this can leave this planet. So, and I got a lot of. So I'm just gonna clear some of this stuff out, cause yeah, I'm not sure why I have these here. I'm gonna send these off world, so those can go. Um, what was that? Let's clear that. I'm not trying to bring iron to this planet anymore. Demand. Why do I have this on? This is 6,000 units of ingot. Why? Where is that even coming from? Yeah, I've got, yeah. All the resources that are on this planet, I'm gonna take them off and send them in the other to other worlds. So like this one, so that actually, I'm gonna send all that away. No, I don't need that. I'm not sure why. Why was I was actually making deuterium fuel rods and using those to power my mech. I'm not using those anymore. I use antimatter fuel rods now. Which as if you're playing this now and you're progressing along the game, then you will eventually use do not do not do you'll start using hydrogen fuel rods, which those burn out quick, and then you'll upgrade to the deuterium fuel rods, which is the green rod. But eventually you will use the antimatter fuel rods. Icarus just flew past. Then you'll upgrade to the yeah to the antimatter fuel rods. And if you look at these numbers here, they actually have 7.2 gigajoules of energy in them. And you can look at my mech meter. That one rod will damn near fuel my entire mech. And my mech is actually damn near 8 gigajoules of energy. So it's a very useful fuel rod. It's the same rod that you use to kind of fuel the artificial star. It outputs a lot of power. So if I've got that many antimatter fuel rods, and I can hold all those inside of the mech, I could actually do laps around the star cluster. Which it seems big at first when you first start the game, but as you progress, what was this? That so this is my smelter supplier, which I'm gonna leave that running because I actually still use that. All these rail guns, I'm gonna end up shipping them off world. This can go because I'm not. Right now I don't really see the point of making solar cells here. I'm actually gonna end up demoing this entire planet. Yeah, autosave freezes the game. Yeah, I could actually come back and give this whole planet a makeover. And this is another facility I had. Plus, yeah, I'm gonna get those off. Where did that just come from? That just came from. Yeah, all these iron-rich components, they need to go somewhere. So we can go ahead and get them off the planet like right now. And these guys are hauling hydrogen, so those can go. That's making. That's actually making a. See, that's interesting. So these circuit boards, I want them to go off-world. Let's figure out the best way to do that. So iron, that stuff that can go somewhere else. These cashmere crystals, they can go somewhere. This is already designated to go off world, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I completely forgot that I had a plastics facility. I did not realize I had this. Oh, that's right. I was using that. I was actually using that to fuel research. Completely forgot about that. So that's gone. Let's clear that. Supply. That's gonna go. Let's get, yeah, we can get all them sorters off world. Those can go. What is this? What was I? For some odd reason, I was demanding warpers there, but that's not. We don't need that anymore. Remote supplies. We'll get rid of those. This remote supply. Those stores. There's really no reason to keep that here. Because this is my, yeah, this is my smelter supplier. I'm gonna leave that running. Storage, don't need that anymore. We're gonna supply that. I'm gonna clear that out. I'm basically at this point. I'm just basically getting this planet to clear out, and I'm gonna end up doing something completely different with it because of where the star system is located. When I started the game, I pretty much just picked you know, I picked the planets that were close to the home system. That's why we ended up branching out into these four, now five other star systems. So what I could probably do is I could probably set this up as kind of like another home base, and then when I go back to Zeta, to the Zeta system, I could go there because it's. Wait a minute, I've got a ship going there. What do I have a ship going there for? Okay, I've got a collector over there. I'm gonna zip over here in a little bit. And a volcanic ash planet. I think I must have already set up like a sulfuric acid farm on that planet. So where's that one going then? It appears to be headed for the gamma system. So I've got like, because I got processes um, that have a byproduct that is hydrogen. I use those to kind of help make the deuterium, and I also kind of augment that with the orbital collector. So that this planet uses way too much dang power for what it does, or at least it was. But how am I generating that much? This says that I'm generating that. Oh wait, wrong planet, wrong planet. Go to local planet. Yeah, it's. Keep in mind, if you go the route that I do and use like a bunch of logistics centers, you will end up um, basically running yourself out of power if you're not careful. And I think that will nearly do it. What is this cell? This is silicone. We'll set up. Yeah, that needs to be shift off world because Yeah, that needs to ship off world. Because I've run the planets. I think I ran into like maybe a whole star system that had no silicone ore. This stone extractor is not doing jack. Icarus is still maintaining a decent orbit. So again, I'm just gonna try to get all this stuff off of world. There's no point in feeding like this. I've got way better facilities set up to do that. So I'm just gonna hit that supply storage. Really no need at this point to do this. Yeah, because I can find hydrogen all day long on here now. Let's get that. That's 1,600 units of the energetic graphite. So that can go. We can get that off. These turbines, they can go. There's other places that I've got set up around the star cluster that could use that. Just going through, looking through that. I'm not calling for iron ore on this planet anymore. Remote demand. We can send them diamonds out somewhere. I just have to make a little mental note that I've got diamonds out in the star cluster and they're ready to be called. So what I can do, what you end up doing is that you'll set up like a logistics center with an infinite range for your vessels, and you'll be like, oh hey, I need diamonds. I'm just gonna set up a interstellar logistics center to receive the diamonds, or basically any component. You just have to have a world that's a producer, and why is it? We set that up. That's another one. Supply, 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 supply. This one's making silicone. It, if anything, it's always good to just go ahead and yeah, just refine the silicone ore into ingot, and or the high purity silicone, so it could be used in another component. Because I mean, there are situations where you're gonna need new. You will need quantum chips. So either way, you find these little raw resources. Just go ahead and get them out. Magnets, go ahead and get them out. Iron, electromagnets, regular magnets, go and get them out. I'm gonna go ahead and take some of these drones while I'm at it. So we kind of turned this into moving day. And this, forgive my disorganization, but this is like storage remote supply. Yeah. So this was like my very first time using a bunch of these things. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to find where that was at, and I'm just gonna land. Dyson Sphere looks alright. Looks okay. Some kind of way, there's still solar cells being sent up there. So since these are still being sent up here, we're gonna have to find some kind of use for them. So I'm not sure if I've got. Let's see. If I've got spheres that, not spheres. If I've got rockets that are here, I might as well just go ahead and put them to good use. So I'm just gonna go ahead and the quickest way I know what to do with them to make a good use of rockets is just go ahead and put like a simple structure. So just maybe one row of nodes, shall we say? Yeah, just one row of nodes, and we'll just let that go. And yep. Huh. Wow. I did. Well, you can see them coming. I actually did have. Didn't realize that. I actually had a. Huh. Didn't realize. I actually didn't expect that. I actually had a group of rockets. So what we'll do is like we'll make that, and what'll happen is all the solar cells that are in orbit, they'll start filling in that gap there. That way they don't go to waste. Because solar cells, they burn out after X amount of time, depending on how far you've gotten in the game. I'm just going to pause this so I can control it. Yeah, so I'm just going to make, yeah, I can go ahead and make like a, wow, that's not allowed. That way if there's rockets, they'll fill that in. If not, who cares? That should be more than enough. I'm just going to leave those here. These, I feel like these were actually helping the planet. When I first started, they were helping. I know that. And there's still a bunch of units of iron in there. There's a bunch of iron I didn't get to use. This was actually my very first solar cell manufacturer. Huh. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut that off and send the solar cells out. Um, I don't remember where the heck it was come from. I had caused this. I'm gonna set them. I'm gonna send them out somewhere. So that'll stop, and what'll happen is that, yeah, this little bitty facility will make solar cells, and I'm just gonna ship them off planet. Yep, and that'll, yeah, those will be used way better. Then I days later or in other sessions, I'm just gonna come back in. I'm just gonna end up clearing this whole planet out, and then that way we can kind of start fresh and actually make this planet something more useful than what happened than what I had started out with in the beginning. Yeah. Yeah, see, there's iron right there. There's some. And wow, there's actually steel I-beam here. Steel I-beam. So I'm gonna ship that off world as well. Let's find a slot to ship it from. Alright, so this is clear now. These are clear. So what I'll do is I'll just take not that. The steel I-beam. Yeah, that's gonna go off world. Yeah, take those, get those out. Alright. Alright, cool. And I'm about 1 hour and 13 minutes into the stream, so let's see if we can knock out a few milestones. To thermal, and let's see, I said I was gonna go over to that Zeta system, so let's go over there. Because it was just one random day I was over here exploring, and I just kind of randomly went to that system and started setting up orbital collectors. So let's just see what's up. And if there's, I don't have any orbital collectors on me, but what I could do is just I could to make the milestone, I can just kind of I can destroy one and then just build it back, and that should fulfill the milestone for something that I had already did a bunch of times. But it looks like Neptune, don't it? Or we're gonna come in for a quote unquote landing because you can't really land on these things. Oh shit! What is going on here? Get freaking dizzy looking at these freaking plants. Like you don't land on them, you just get like really close until cell mode ends. All right. Oh shit. Oh wow, I completely forgot about this. So this planet here, oh wow, I'm glad I actually came back here. This planet supplies two things. Now, most of the gas giants that I've been to, they supply hydrogen and deuterium, like actually collected from the planet. But this one supplies hydrogen and fire ice, and I completely forgot about this. Beautiful planet too. It's like kind of reminds me of illustrations of planet Neptune, and it does have one satellite that has a bunch of raw resources. Yep, you're right. Look at that right there. 21 million units of iron just ready to be plugged. And so that's a two planets. So there's really so not including the gas giant. There's actually three harvestable plants here. So um, the heck does that even mean? I'm gonna have to go see what that is. I thought there was a green planet here. Nope, it's just volcanics, desert, so like that. But okay, I was looking to see if there was titanium. There's no coal here. There's very, very small amounts of coal. Very, very, very small amounts of coal. There's not much crude oil either. So yeah, yeah. So very likely when I start, yeah, when I start farming this planet, I'm gonna end up having to make the shipping the graphite from a whole other star system to this one. That's the challenge. Yeah, this will be a good star system, but it's gonna be a trick to keep everything fed. All right, now let's see if we can work out this milestone. And I don't have another orbital collector on me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and demolish this thing. And as I just showed you, if you wanted to, you could manually collect. Yes, I do want to. Oh my God, the humanity. That was funny. Anyway, but we'll build it back. And boom, just like I said, the milestone popped up for orbital collector. Really, I could go ahead and fill this up right now. The tricky part is going to be this thermal power one. So, man, you gotta be careful. You can get dizzy looking out in the stars like that. So what I'll do is, man, I did not realize I could do that. I completely forgot that I could about this world producing fire ice, just raw fire ice. I completely forgot about that. That's freaking something. 65.65 units per second. Yeah, well, so now I can just I can set several collectors to like orbital collectors and just farm the crap out of fire ice to my heart's content. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the home world. We're gonna go back to Wazon. Go back to Wazon 2, that is, because it was a green world, and I think I might have had a orbital collector or something there. But if not, not an orbital collector, a damn fuel burner, little fossil fuel plant. I know I had one a while back. I can't recall if it's still there or not. But there's not a. I believe that it's there because there's not an option to where you can just complete. There's you can destroy I think just a few items or just kind of litter them about, but I haven't come across that yet. So let's go ahead and go. We're gonna go back over to the home world and try to find that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna burn some fuel just so I can get that milestone out of the way. Ways on one, so it should be ways on two is where I'm heading, which is a satellite of ways on one. Boom, there we go. Okay, slow down. Gonna go ahead and land. Let's see, I'm pretty sure I had that kind of facility here because when I first started needing mass power, that's what I needed. I needed to actually burn fuel. there's still a decent amount of oil on here, and there's 114,000 units of coal that's gonna have to get used up. Yeah, at least I thought I had it, unless I took it to another planet and forgot about it. The old diamond facility. If not, I should be able to just build one. So we need uh, iron ingot, some stone bricks. I think there's some here, some gears. Oh shoot, I forgot to dump that stuff. And wow, there is the very last little bit of iron on this planet. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and gather those components, and we're just gonna go ahead and knock that out. Yeah, it said gears, so let's clear that out. I'm on to the fire ice. Just so that don't go to waste, I'm just gonna put it right there. Take a few gears. I don't need a bunch. I'll just take 100 just for the just for the hell of it. Take about 100. What did I need? Gears, electromagnets, stone. Gears, electromagnets, stone, steel ingot. And a stone slab. I just have to remember. We'll build it back at the North Pole as soon as I find the components. I'm gonna leave that facility running because it's actually doing pretty decent at it's actually doing pretty decent at making refined oil. It's a small facility, but it's still contributing. Uh, I know I had a glass producer. Oh, there goes some right there's some stone brick right there, right over here. So we'll go ahead and get that out of this little container. So we'll use that. So I'm having to backtrack so that I can get my thermal. Because anybody, had I not started playing like this for early release, then I wouldn't have to worry about this. So that's the only reason I have to backtrack, because I've done all these things and gotta go back and do them because they didn't highlight when they didn't highlight when I started the game and the update came out. But if anybody who developed this game, if you're watching this, do me a favor. If you can make the auto save a little bit smoother, that would be really good. Because think about it, you never know when to expect when the auto save is gonna come on, and then when you're in the middle of being auto saved, you freeze, and it's like, oh crap, what's going on? It can happen like right in the midst of you doing something. All right, don't need but one. Just knock this out the North Pole, and then everything else that I need to do all the milestones, I can just kind of fly and then just collect. Oh my god, I already had one already in here. I didn't even have to make it. I knew I had some. So what had happened was months ago when I actually built these equipments, instead of well, you couldn't destroy them. I put them in a box. So I made an extra one just for the heck of it. Huh. I did not realize this. And I actually have windmills still left. Oh well. So I'm just gonna, let's lay that right there. And I'm just gonna take like maybe a small amount of oil. I think you just put the raw oil in here. Yeah, that's right. It was just the raw crude oil you put in. I'm just gonna go ahead and burn that out. All right. So that's another milestone that we've knocked out. So really we're about 85% done with this. So next I'm just gonna go find me a planet, and we're just gonna go manually collect the silicone, the optical grading crystal, and the unipolar magnet. And there's planets I've already found this. Find them. Not that one. So there's fractal silicone. Alright, so there's a star system there that's got optical grading crystal and fractal silicone, but I forget which ones got wet. And I think hopefully I haven't farmed all of it. I think it had it. Maybe I did. I might have taken all of it. I hope I didn't, but I think I might have. said there was optical grading crystal. Since I know I'm gonna end up having to fly out to here. Let's see, maybe one of these plants I hear along the way has got it. This fractal silicon. I'm looking for another system that's got optical grading crystal. Right there. I have not been to this plant, so I'm gonna go here. Matar. And I'll flat out to the outermost system. So I'm gonna go to Matar 5, and then we'll just, you know, that's I can't tell if I've laid in the course or not. There we go. Kind of hard to see that blue line. But anyway, so I'm just gonna let this burn. And then we'll just fly out here. Let's see. Yeah, alright. I'm pretty much full of power. 13 freaking light years. I gotta fly 13 freaking light years for this milestone. Alright. Let's just hit the warp engines and head out there. By the way, anybody watching, I just want to thank you for tuning in. You could have watched anybody else's stream, but you decided to come in here for a minute and watch mine. Thanks. Yeah, I really like talking about Dyson spheres. So, um, it's a concept I have been kind of curious about ever since that episode of Star Trek TNG where they actually found the Dyson sphere and went inside it, took the whole ship in. It was one that game starring James Stohan from TOS. Yep, skipped it. All right, new planet, Matar 5, Matar system, and this may not be it. Not the planet that we needed. That's fine. But they said that it's in the system. Let's go ahead and figure out which planet it is. There's one. So that one's got the optical grading crystal. But which one's got the fractal silicon? So this thing said that there was fractal silicon. It says it right there. But not on not on the 5th planet. Not on the 4th planet. Well, let's go through this. Not on the 3rd planet. Not on the 2nd planet. And not on... Then why would it say... That's weird. Why would it say that? I don't know. So, we'll figure this out. Okay, yeah, it is on this planet. So I might have to... Oh, there we go. Fractal silicon. So I'm just going to go ahead and... Easy enough. Just, just clear that out. And these big star systems are a trip. That planet's eight AUs away. AU meaning I believe astronomical unit. I think is what that's short for. All right, we landed in an orbit right above a small deposit, so I'm just going to go ahead and farm that. Welcome back, anybody that's just brand new to the program. So I've done a few things just to catch you up. I've done a few things on this stream. I kind of showed, and you can go back and watch anytime you want. I actually made a plant that can generate mass amounts of power 24/7 because it's encapsulated into a Dyson Sphere. And since the update about the milestones just came out, I'm just kind of going through and kind of cleaning up the milestones because I've been playing this game for so long. I actually played it a pretty much a whole half of last year when I just kind of stumbled across it on Steam, and I'm just going through and cleaning up the milestones for stuff that I already did. Because optical grain crystal, I've already farmed that on another planet. I just had to come out here and find another one. And I don't know about your star cluster, but my star cluster, I have to farm unipolar magnet, and there's only one star system that I've been able to see that on, and it's one that's near the black hole system. So in order to actually for me to clear out all these milestones that I've done, I've kind of ventured out from where I've already been working. So and I've barely scratched the surface on my star cluster, but I've kind of been doing the majority of my work on only about we got maybe five to six different star systems. But as you can see, I'm just gonna fly out here, and my black hole system only has one planet around it, and it has pretty much anything you want. So we're just gonna go out there and farm that, and that did not set the course. We'll do that. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and farm that and see what happens when all of the milestones are lit up. So, and probably later this evening when I get off of this, I'm probably gonna end up going back and yeah, I'm probably gonna end up going back and fixing my research because my research, as we can see, has completely stalled, and I don't know why. All right. All right, coming up on the planet. And look at how these look. That's crazy. And there she is, your black hole. I'm actually looking forward to building the sphere around that. I think there's a bunch of people across the spectrum that have done that, but boom, and there it is. Got the unipolar magnet. And, well, I've got the whole milestone circuit board lit up. Nothing special happened. It's kind of weird. They added this to the game, and I'm like, I was expecting something to happen. that was on. But anyway, 42 out of 42 milestones done. I was expecting something else. Oh well. Icarus, what you looking up at? What is he looking at? I'm not. Yeah, I could use these to make some. What the hell do you use to make these? Da, da, da. Yeah, particle containers. I'm not even gonna farm that because I'm able to actually make particle containers the regular way. So, and because I took that deposit of turbines from another planet to several others, there's probably some bills going on that I'm not quite aware of, but that, shall we say, is that. I was really hoping something else would have happened. Yeah, I was really, yeah, that's actually kind of disappointing. I mean, it's a good game, so why would they put that in there if they didn't intend for it to do something special after you filled it up? But I don't know. I guess you could kind of say it's kind of like, kind of like when you upgrade all your technologies and appear in its mission, and you got to get all the universe matrices to make the to make this final thing. But kind of disappointing there, game developers. I was hoping to see something, but whatever this accelerant is, I'm actually looking forward to whatever that is whenever y'all release it. So yeah, there's 6.8 nearly 6.9 million units of unipolar magnets on here, so I'm looking forward to actually using all that up. But I could actually take all my technology out here and build a. Actually, I could actually start building a pretty decent Dyson Sphere around that black hole right now. But I'm just not. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna go ahead and explore the other star systems, and yeah, and then I'm just gonna build the rest of them up. That's that. But that's gonna do it for this stream. So thanks again, anybody that actually came out here and actually looked at the stream. You could have chosen anybody's channel to look at, but you came and chose mine to look at, so I'm really appreciative of that. Please hit any likes and follows on the channel that you as you see fit. I normally run a sphere building. Well, what I call this my Saturday sphere build, and I pretty much do this every week. Try to do this every week. And before we go, I'm just gonna go ahead and let's just check up on the rest of my Dyson spheres. How about that? So I'm out here at the black hole system, but let's just go back and look. There's my largest one at the gamma system, and BHOM I believe is coming along pretty well. So I'm doing that one a bit different. I'm not gonna make one that I can't to where I can't actually see inside of this sphere. It's not. Try not to do that. A to Scorpio. It's kind of pretty much my second largest one. And I'm actually going to end up having to go in and add more structure to this one because I've got um, it's actually producing solar cells, but I need to actually add more structure to this so it doesn't go to waste. Um, Beham, Gamma, Wazon, which that was the first one, and huh. So I added nodes to this, and they're just kind of out there floating. I don't really have a very efficient system going on there, so that's fine. but I'm gonna build the other plants, some several other plants up, and I'm just gonna kind of go back and reinforce that. I think the next one that I actually build a major Dyson Sphere around is probably gonna end up being this system right here, Phonis, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, and Zeta Valorium, Zeta Valerium, which actually has a gas giant, and I just completely let this slip past my head. I can actually farm fire ice from this gas giant, like tens of thousands of units, and that's going to be very useful when I actually start making the Dyson Sphere there. Actually, I could go ahead and actually start sending that to a few other planets. And I think I probably, before I leave, I think if I go to, I believe, Eta Scorpii, and I had a desert world there that actually could use, yeah, yeah, the arid desert planet. I think I could actually use a decent amount of fire ice over there. So before I leave, I'm just gonna go zip back over there, and I'm glad I got that. I'm glad I have antimatter fuel rods, or I would be stuck out here. And when I actually started first playing the game, and I would make this mistake of not taking enough fuel, and I would actually be stuck. No, actually, I'd be flying from planet to planet. I would bypass the planet that I was aiming for, and I'd be stuck out in space, and then I would have no power. I'd have to actually let it. I would actually have to let the game sit for like about a few hours, let it regenerate, so I could actually turn my mecha back around to get him to where he needed to go. But that's what we got going on. So I'm gonna make that slight change, and I'll set up like I'm gonna set up a interstellar logistics station to pull from orbital collector for fire ice. Thanks to these antimatter fuel rods, I have not had the need to worry about having to charge my mech or anything for a long while. Going to the second planet. Yep, skipped it. Shift, slow down. Let's see, I think this planet was in need of it. We got access to quantum chips. I could actually take those and send a few of those off world. Yeah, because I am producing graphene, and I could actually produce that from. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I actually could produce that from the fire ice. So let's go ahead and I think I might just go ahead and set up a new facility to do this. I don't know why I've got distance able warp 60 AUs. That's not right. Be too far from the planet before they kick on the warp drive. This is it. So not that one. This orbital collector remote demand. So that'll pull from the orbital collector, and I could actually use that to make the energetic graphene, which is already being produced on this planet, but we got a deficit going on, so I got to figure out why that's happening. There's wow, there's a crap ton of deuterium fuel rods here. That's 5,000 units of it right there, and I think that's another. This is like the first production line I made of it, but 6,000. But for some odd reason, we run out of Dyson Sphere components. Or I could actually make more. I could create more rockets. And here we go down the rabbit hole. Just looking at that. That's odd. Solar cells, frame material, frame material, and processors. Okay. And here we have most of my more complex facilities being built here. The rocket launchers, got plenty of those. Got 1,600 of those. It's great. Much power. I might as well use them orbital collectors to make photons. What is this? This is a mini fusion power. That's right. These two deuterium fuel rods for fuel. Yeah, that's right. I was just kind of. This is something I was playing around with. No need for those to be on here. So because I already got a quantum chip producer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send those quantum chips. Those could actually go somewhere. I think. Yeah, let me think about that. I'm gonna think about that shit. So anyway, I'm getting all. I swear, every time I go to one of my planets, I get sidetracked. So what I'm gonna do? Let me go here and make a few adjustments for one thing. In my little streaming window. What's good? How are y'all doing? Appreciate y'all for coming in. But anyway, let's see where I am making the graphene. which should be breaking down. So there's a graphene facility. But what we want to do, instead of, because I don't want the graphite used up, I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna convert this from using the graphite and, yeah, from the graphite and the hydrogen. I'm just gonna convert that whole process because the graphite, those are used to make those like super electromagnets, and because those are iron based, and I'm not trying to use them all. It's better that I kind of make that out of fire ice, especially since I'm getting it from an orbital collector. So this whole huge ass facility is about to get converted. So I'm just gonna hit supply on that. Supply, and I'm gonna ship all of this alt world. Yeah, this should be remote supply. This should be local demand, remote supply. Because there's gonna be worlds that I'm not gonna be able to generate to generate the graphene, which is okay. So I'm gonna take, yeah, we're gonna convert this facility. Fire ice, demand the fire ice. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do fire ice in, and I'm just gonna change this recipe to this one. 1 unit, so it should be like 2 units of fire ice in, and then hydrogen and the graphene out. Or something like that. Nah, this is too much. I'm gonna have to come back and do this shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to make like a whole nother logistics center to handle this stuff. Or I could just kind of feed it back. Yeah, maybe maybe after all this is ran out, I could probably just feed it back. What else? Yeah, which the sulfuric acid won't go to waste. I get that from an ocean anyway, so that can go back to making the titanium alloy. Yeah, come think of it, I thought I had a facility on here that made titanium alloy. Where'd it go? Turbines, motors. Yeah, I'm gonna tweak this. Well, I've got some of everything coming here. Change that around. That'll help clear that facility out. So okay, I'm actually getting the titanium alloy from a whole nother planet. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Cool. change this around. I'm actually gonna add a facility. I'm gonna have to add. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add a facility, and then it's kind of hard going back and like demolishing all this stuff that you took so much time building and were really careful with it. Even if it's just a quick point and click, it's kind of like, damn, I really am about to just go ahead and just destroy all this stuff. So let's do this here. I'm just gonna go ahead and demolish all these belts because these need to be like completely overhauled. Might be able to just leave the facilities in there. Yeah, because it's one component in and then two components out. So like for example, if I do just this side, I'm gonna go ahead and run this up. This facility is gonna be able to ship hydrogen and also the graphene. Although I could run it back to one facility like I used to do, but not looking to do that now. Destroy all those belts and all those belts. And what else can we do? So that's gonna be the output. I'm gonna put a belt on another. Actually, before I do that, let's go. We can go ahead and clear all these sorters out. Everything that's littered here, yeah, I can go away. It's sulfuric acid. I got it coming from a planet anyway. So got that, got that. I'm gonna take one belt and I'm gonna use this belt um, to feed the fire ice. And then what? Then what I said I was gonna do. That's right. I was gonna feed. I was gonna feed the component. This might be blueprint worthy. I'm just gonna feed the products in here. Feed that. I'm gonna feed this one. Feed. Feed. And that. And I'm gonna really only need to run one Mark III sorter in all of these. I could copy and paste, but oh, screw it. One Mark III sorter and a bunch of these. This ought to actually produce a lot. And then yeah, I'm just gonna okay. And that'll be the hydrogen. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and copy paste this. Autocorrect freezes me every time. That's okay. And I'm just gonna run that. Boom. All right. And this one's already loaded up with fire ice. So let's just let it fly. It's working. Now, I could go ahead and get rid of. And this plant is also my main plane filter producer. So, and I got a lot of these damn things. So those could actually go off world. Yeah, those. Yeah, the. I feel like these are already. That I already had these going off world. Let me just make sure. Yeah, yeah, I do got that already set on local on remote supply. So we'll just let that can just go. And the thing about it is, I can make so many rockets if I could just get. Okay, I know what I did. So I actually ran a bunch of fractal silicon from another planet to here, and that's how I think that's how we were making so many solar cells for this system. But there's already a crap ton of solar cells. Plenty of fire ice. So that means that I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to go back and make solar cells the traditional way. That's all it is to it. It's gonna have to. I don't have a specific blueprint for those, but I do have like what do I got? Because the solar cell, I think it's two components, two in, one out. Yep, yep. Okay, so let's do this. Two in, one out. Yeah, two in, one out. So I'll use my A2 cell, and we'll just have to bring the components in to build to build the solar cells. And I thought I had plenty of photon combiners already being built on this planet. I guess not. That's fine. And I think since I had a bunch of facilities already producing a bunch of those already, I should be able to call them down from another planet if they're not being called down already. Oh shoot, am I out of satellites? Yeah, here we go. Take a few hundred of those. And so just built that daggum cell. Alright, just have to increase the production there. Oh yeah, if you're watching my channel, just feel free to drop in on my other stuff. I do stream some 3D shooters. Just last week, I was working on Halo Infinite. I think there should be another Halo Infinite preview going on. I'm either I don't think I got maybe a notification on Xbox Live about that, but not. I'm just gonna have to go over the waypoint and see what's what. Oh shit! I don't know why I have all these things. I don't know. I've gotten in the habit of making junk houses in the game. Gotta really be careful with that stuff. I'm just gonna cut that down there. That should direct that resource to here. Yeah, it's kind of yeah. That's weird as hell. And so I do need. I thought I had, which is weird. I thought I could have swore I had like a cell on here that was already making the photon combiner. Ah, this is the old cell. So this is old. So let's get rid of that. That's why. Yeah, that's right. I did have this. I had this one cell making solar cells. So that's not right. I can produce, yeah, so that new facility that I just built can actually produce them faster. So we're just going to send those over there. So if I had that cell, that must mean that I had another cell um, geared up to make a photon combiner. I gotta follow my drones because they know more about what I've been building than I have. Cashmere crystal. But I freaking lose track of my stuff on here so many times. Cashmere crystal. There's prisms. Get the frame material going. I'm back in business on rockets. I don't see it. I guess I don't have one. It's got some everything else on this plan. I thought I would have had that. There it is. I'm only gonna set up like maybe one row of it. That should be more than enough to make a crap ton of photonic combiners. Alright, and I'm just gonna let it fly. Circuits, prisms, and there we go. I'm gonna leave that out there. So if I feel the need to actually need to expand, then I can just come back in and fill these in. Double or quadruple the production. See, I went down the rabbit hole again. I only intended to stream on here. I'll stream this stuff for like about an hour. I ended up 2.5.
Are you an anthropologist? Are you a biologist?
All right, and that's pretty much where I'm gonna call it for this stream. Go back to live screen. That other screen just don't work. But that'll do it for that. But hey, thanks for joining in, and hopefully you can come back and you can see what I did with that plant that was generating all that power 24/7. So anyway, see ya.